So I would not say people should totally avoid street food. There are so many people that's what they can afford. They are middle class, they are lower class, and they are the high class people that can afford the Rhapsody and all of that.
Yeah.
But the middle class or the lower class people can afford that. So what I would just advise is this: ensure that where you are buying your food, if you are seeing the behind the scene, I know that there are lots of street food that we probably don't see the behind the scene. But guess what? Even in the dishing of the meals, there are some that you can possibly know that this person is not a neat person.
Even
the way they expose the food, the way they are talking on the food, even while serving you food that is already prepared.
Welcome to another exciting edition of LahorTalk podcast. One man been tell me, and a very wise man, he say, tell me or show me the food where you dey eat, and I go tell you who you are. So it's you don't chop today. Shaba Alpha.
I never chop.
You never chop.
I
Why?
never chop. Because as I know, say the kind guest we won't get today, so I can't enter hunger mode. So I did rest assured.
You carry open belly come.
Yeah, 4 days I no chop.
May your stomach be filled.
Amen. Jesus in fire.
You don't say it. Well, our guest today don't start one movement. If you do Instagram, you go don't see how they say, hello, Pleasant Pals. So if you do the Pleasant Pals community, then you know who are they talk about. She did give us instructions on how to prepare a meal and very intentional with food safety. Because as you know, food poisoning don't they skyrocket for this country. Everybody they complain about how they run enter toilet. Food poison now the consumption of contaminated food or drinks. So meaning say when bacteria don't enter your food, you can't chop them. On food poisoning, waiting could happen be see 247 they run enter toilet, and we don't want that for you. That's why we don't bring somebody we go instruct us and give us knowledge on how to prevent these things. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only leader and convener of the Pleasant Pals community, Damilola Afolabi. Welcome.
Thank you so
Your
much.
hand empty you, Alpha.
After all this introduction.
Alpha, Damilola.
Okay, so I
Not
was
only
thinking if I had brought the food, I don't know if there'll be a refrigerator here, and I don't want it to get spoiled.
She don't even start though. She don't start the conversation.
So, and you know, we talked about not putting out the food for over 2 hours, and I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. So yeah.
No worry, we get fridge.
See, with that thing you said now, I have read different things, watched your videos, and watch other people talk about some basic things. Way back, the way we grew up, leftover food, we dey chop them the following day.
Not true.
And nothing do us. I don't remember say I get anything. So what happened way back and now? Why was the shift?
Okay, so let's start from the way back that you talked about. Way back, we had farmers that probably they followed the right procedure during farming. So is it that they are not using all of these pesticides that people use now that probably involve chemical residue on the food, and they need to preserve the shelf life of the actual food. And then from there, I feel like most people don't even cook for a long period of time. So we do like cook as you go. So you cook a meal now and then it's finished, then you like to prepare another one. Even for the people that like to prepare all their meals for a very long time, they still follow the right procedure of either making sure that the meal that they cooked, the raw material that was used is right. There is no additional thing. There is no contaminant from chemicals. You can't compare that time with now. Okay. Our farmers now, they use like different things to make sure that
you think that's the shift?
Yes, it starts from farm.
So basically now these chemicals, they make our food to spoil. Because I had noticed recently, I like to cook.
Okay.
Explain to me why by 8 o'clock I go cook pasta. Go office. Of course, I still leave them for pot normally until I watch your video where you say they put them for fridge. But back to, because even before then, I dey cook my pasta, go back, go walk, come back. Pasta still okay. But these days, I will make pasta. And before I come back, they gum.
Yeah.
I open them. It's already having smell like it's about to soar.
Yeah.
Also, I remember that then when I small, my mom still go cook beans for 4 hours. These days, you go put beans for fire. In less than 45 minutes, beans done. What exactly is the problem?
So it's still back to okay. So when we talk about the spaghetti being sliming at a particular hour, the first thing that we have to put into consideration is also the fact that this our temperature is not even favorable.
Okay.
So our normal room temperature for Nigeria, maybe it's like 30 degrees Celsius. There's no way that food will stay for a long time in that kind of temperature. It is hot. So if the environment is hot or humid or damp, there's no way the food will stay for that long period of time. It will either get slimy or you start feeling, you will know from the smell.
Okay.
And most of the time, I always tell people that the food does not have to get slimy or start having a smell before you know that it is spoiled. So that's one thing. And then to the question that you asked about the beans. So it still goes back to the
farm.
pesticide. So there are lots of farmers now that they put something that they either use it to quicken the rate at which foods grow faster or they alter the way it spoils when it gets to the market. You know, that's another thing. That one is even a different topic entirely. So all of these things contribute to this factor. And I feel like we've been living with that. We just need to take care of it from our own end. If the farmers can actually not do the right thing, we that are the consumer, it's our mouth, it's our body.
Because the family was telling me that they recently experienced food poisoning from beans. So this one not even past farm level. Even the people who sell, they say there's something they put in the beans to preserve it.
Yes.
From those weeds.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So that's why you will notice that when the beans or the food or the food stuff are at the market, you might not even see the weevil. But when it gets to your house,
You start seeing them.
that's because it's either because one, the chemicals that have been used to preserve it,
You don't have it.
you don't have it. So it has elapsed the timeline, or even the environment that you are storing the food in your house would also make the weevil come. So it cannot totally prevent the weevil out of the beans.
Wow.
That's some quite knowledge.
And can I add one more thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when you talked about the cooking procedure, so when you say, oh, maybe the food cooks for maybe a period of minutes, another thing is actually cooking the foods to the right temperature. So some people will say they like their beans, they don't like it when it's mashed, they like it coming out 1-1. You see that coming out 1-1, it also has a disadvantage. Because what if the food is not rightly cooked at the right temperature? So it has to be like properly cooked. And some people don't even parboil their beans. So it's just straight from rinsing and then final cooking.
Which is not advised because
It is not advisable.
they said that powder that they use to avoid the weevils from entering the beans. Usually now, the person who experienced this food poisoning was telling me that if you want to buy beans and you see that it's powdery, you should not buy that beans because it's possible that they've used some of those harmful chemicals on it. So she was saying never buy beans to the house. Have you heard something like that before?
I don't think I've heard that, but you might not even see the floury thing on the beans. You might just think maybe it's dust.
Okay.
From maybe the preservation.
Yes, I felt it as well.
So that's why I advise that if you don't want to soak the beans for a long time, while washing and you are putting in your hot water, boil the beans like parboil.
Parboil it.
Throw away the water, then use a fresh water to actually cook the beans.
With some people argue that water is nutrient.
Wonderful.
I never heard that
I don't know about that.
Okay. Some people say it's nutrient. You don't
It's not nutrient to me. It's the same way this egg boiling thing. Some people use it to boil tea. To make tea rather.
That same water.
Yes.
to make tea.
My comment section is filled with lots of people like that.
They will use the same water.
What's the
Yes.
value? What's the nutrients you get from it according
There's
to
no
them?
nutrients.
No, it is dangerous now.
There's no nutrients in it. They are just doing it because they are trying to save time and gas by what they
Oh,
said.
you mean... okay, now I
never
get the water.
the water
Yeah, I get
that
the
was
water.
used to boil
Yeah.
the egg. Yes.
That's
Don't
crazy.
saleni, how you call it? That's
Salmonella.
Samuel.
Shaba.
See that Samuel?
Yeah.
I look call him.
Some-
You know they die
Okay,
after
so
passing through that
Heat.
it's
so this is like the thing that is causing like the whole controversial whatever. Salmonella dies at a particular temperature, right? But we have spore forming bacteria. So when we talk about spore forming, but they are like, but this bacteria they will die, but they will leave behind a trace. You see those traces, you will not see it. They will leave behind traces that will make you eventually, when you are done cooking the food, or maybe when you leave it a bit at room temperature, they will start multiplying. And that's why cooking. So a lot of people were saying that, but we boil the egg in water. But you throw the water away. Do you consume the water? So it's the same way when you are boiling the egg in the rice. You are already, the thing you are supposed to discard, you are eating it. And then a lot of people still, another thing that made me even make that video was because I saw someone boiling egg. She didn't even wash the egg. Like, she didn't rinse it. She just cooked the egg with the food. And eventually she had food poisoning. So when she got to the hospital, the question was, oh, what did you eat? What was the last thing you ate? After asking, it was food poisoning. Obviously, we knew what caused it. So I don't know why people are making this a big deal. I know that it's been a thing that a lot of people do. But
I don't 2 days
So
ago.
let me tell you why it's a big deal. To save time.
Yeah.
For people who, yes, to save gas too. Some people don't have that 2 bonnet gas. So just one. So they are cooking everything. You know, let's just save time.
Yeah.
But gas is expensive.
Very expensive. They affect me too.
Now let me ask another thing. See,
Okay.
I have seen people wash their eggs with salt.
Yeah.
Like before they boil it, they will say because of those germs or particles that may be left, so they will wash it with salt. Let's say you decide to wash it with salt and put it in your rice.
People like shortcuts.
To save gas.
People like shortcuts. See, there was one thing I told somebody, and I'm like, anything that makes you do like ew, and you want to put it in your mouth, don't even continue. See, we say that the egg you wash with salt, you wash with vinegar, or what have you. It's the same way without washing that egg. If you look at the egg carefully and somebody says, put this egg inside your food and eat the food, would you consume it? No. Because of course, apart from the bacteria that we don't see, even the actual egg that are not washed or that you see shit all over. If you were just asked to just wash it off, it does not go away from my head though. That's no matter how much I wash that shell. The thing is, there's something about it.
You think as I'm eating this food,
I'm eating the shit. It's the same way you cannot see me eat bush meat. I have something about it or maybe when you kill something in front of me, I will not eat it.
So you don't eat bush meat?
I don't. Because there's something about it that so they went to capture it inside.
When it's dry.
Inside bush.
Imagine it when it's dry.
I'm not
But they'll cook
imagining
it now.
I know, but that's what I said about.
Okay.
Yes, it's
The
just
mental
that
picture you
thing.
have already.
And that's what the thing I have with snail. I don't eat snail because when I was growing up, I saw where they were washing and I saw all the slimy. I said no
Do you
way.
eat cow?
Yes, now.
Chicken.
Before.
Wait, imagine chicken eating worm. When
And
you
I
see
see
chicken
it.
and you see it,
I
You
will
stop-
have that PTSD. I might eat it for a very long time. And eventually I might boil that chicken till it will
It
survive.
will become mash chicken.
Exactly.
But
So
speaking
that's
of
it.
you choosing where to eat or what you decide to eat, it brings me back to street food. Most people don't argue, say, one of the leading causes of food poisoning na street food. If you go, there's one place for Marwa. If you see where did they prepare from suya to masa to everything for that Marwa, you no go want eat food
Your
again.
face is already telling me
I'm seeing you no go want eat food again.
Yeah.
But then
the thing is sweet.
the
then.
unfortunate, no, let's not even talk because I never taste them. I don't know whether it's sweet.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing about that situation is, say, people they line up to buy food, and some people they see how they prepare this meal. I can't blame them. Probably that's where they can get what they can afford.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But some people go still tell you, say, street food or not, so even you, where they prepare the food for your house, you poison yourself. Just like we've rightly pointed out. So do you think that those street foods are unadvisable?
Okay, so I would not say people should totally avoid street food. There are so many people that's what they can afford. They are middle class, they are lower class, and they are the high class people that can afford the Rhapsody and all of that.
Yeah.
But the middle class or the lower class people can afford that. So what I would just advise is this. Ensure that where you are buying your food, if you are seeing the behind the scene, I know that there are lots of street food that we probably don't see the behind the scene. But guess what? Even in the dishing of the meals. There are some that you can possibly know that this person is not a neat person.
Even their
The way they expose the food, the way they are talking on the food, even while serving you food that is already prepared.
No, but they talk Amala. Where do you know they talk? Inside, you know this.
Forget that thing. Nah, scam. Don't follow that thing, no. So that's what I would advise, that ensure that where you are buying your food, you trust this person. You trust. Let's say you have a trusted, the same way people have trusted vendors. Make sure that the offline or the street food person you are buying this person from is trusted. You've tried this person over and over and over and over, and you are fine with it. And ensure that the person is clean. Don't allow them expose your food. It's just very simple. The same way you will just be seeing flies moving all around. It's just telling you that this thing might not be safe. Some people might be. While I was in secondary school, sorry. So there was this food vendor we used to have. That woman would literally open the cooler of rice, serve us, talking, sweating, coughing, everything on the food. And I'm not even joking. So it was going on and on for that. As at that time, we might not really have this food safety experience, but we know that this is the right thing and the wrong thing. Eventually, there was somebody that had food poisoning from that, and the woman was asked not to come. Guess what? The woman behind the scene, very neat, fantastic. That was why they brought her into school. But that act of coughing on food, talking, wiping sweats, we don't have the same immune system. Some people can do it and they will go away with it. Some people have weak immune system. Some people have underlying health conditions, and it will just interact with whatever it is that they have, and they have food poisoning. So yeah.
Do you think because I know very well in places like the Western countries, if you have to start your food business, food especially, you have to go through process of certification and registering. Now we have it in Nigeria now that almost everybody, in fact, most of the ladies on this island, they'll tell you I'm a chef, I cook, and one bowl of soup, liters.
Liters.
You know, so most of them are not certified. Apart from certification, most of them do not have these guidelines, things people who have gone through the process must have. Do you think government themselves is not doing enough to help, or it is the people that neglect all those structures?
Okay, so I would say it's a two-way thing. As individual, we all know what we are doing right or wrong. Before you even get to the government, yes, I understand that government should have like a body that would see all those. Yes, so they have it, but the body will definitely not go inside everybody's house to know. There are many behind the scenes that people don't see, but you as the person that is doing this thing, you see it, you know these things. So the first thing is that people that are not exposed to food safety regulations might not see all these things as a big deal. Even food vendors, you will see them cooking. Even this egg that we are talking about, some people still cook the egg and the indomie and everything together. They don't see it as a big deal, but they have to know. So that's where this certification and actually enlightening people comes in. And when we talk about, so there are lots of things that people don't even put into consideration. As a food handler, a food vendor, a food business owner, handling food, you are expected to have something backing up the things that you are doing. And that's where this food safety certification comes in. I have it. I didn't have it when I started my business initially, but at some point as I was growing, I knew that it was something that I should have. And I went for it. I think the course was like 2 or 3 days. There are different levels. But as a food business owner or a food handler, you're just expected to have maybe just start from the minimum. And that's like a level 2 thing. It's just the basic things that you need to know about food safety. And number one, the government are also supposed to enforce these regulations, these rules. They are supposed to
like
make it known. Yes, NAFDAC, there's SON, yes, and there's food safety regulatory. They have them.
I don't think any one of them has ever gone to all these roadside
I also don't think so. The first time I went for this training and they were saying, they go to different places, they make sure. I feel like they go to known places.
So this is what I think. NAFDAC only goes for...
The
because
top
people don't
things.
know it is part of NAFDAC's duty.
Yeah.
To actually do that.
All these restaurants, to make sure they are certified. Yes, now. So NAFDAC only go after drugs.
And it's there now.
So they go after food as well, but I
Food
feel like
and
they
drugs,
go after processed food more. Maybe the people that like all this food industry,
Yeah.
the big names,
Yeah.
the people that are out there, like they are known. I don't know if they do the lower category like our own.
Yeah.
But I know food safety regulatory, they do all of those things. But of course they cannot go everywhere.
But that is why they are existing now, because this thing in one way or the other,
But they can't go
it's
everywhere.
affecting people's lives now.
That's why
Yeah,
as food handlers, we are expected to be responsible for the things we dish out.
So the question is, are these food vendors and handlers responsible? Because every day you open Instagram, someone is telling you one new thing, and you don't know if they're talking based off fact or a discovery they just made that is not empirically determined, and they just say to you, don't do this, don't do that. Just like the egg thing that you talked about.
Yeah.
This is not the first time we're hearing it, but yours went viral and it became a conversation. Some people would argue that who give her that information? How she take no? I don't do this thing for 250 years. Nothing don't do me. So who says if I do it now, it will stop? So that's where the regulation comes to play, because every time different people on Instagram now telling us what to do.
Yeah.
See, Aproko doctor. Every new day, Aproko doctor will tell you. He will tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Do you understand? So if there are no certifications to these things, why should I believe what you're saying?
So there are certifications to it, and that's why I feel like, that's why I even said it, that if you're a food handler, you know you handle food, maybe not just for your family only, for actual people, like commercial purpose, you're expected to have all these things. You're expected to go through one training or the other that would make people know that, okay, you know what you're saying. On this same boiling of egg thing, my comment section, there was a woman that asked, what made this a fact? What makes you think you can just come up and tell us this? And the first thing I told her was, I'm a food scientist. I had BSc in food science. I'm a chef, and I have level 2 and 3 food safety training certificates. So when I said that, she was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." She didn't say anything again. So I feel like people need they need evidence.
Proof.
So why are you telling me what you're telling me? The way you believe Aproko doctor, because he is a doctor. It's the same way if a dietitian comes to you and tell you, don't eat this food, you ask, why are you telling me? So if she says, oh, I'm a dietitian, I'm a nutritionist, you would believe. But I feel like a lot of people don't take all these things into consideration, but it's something that we should work on as food handlers, as people that cook for the public.
Commercial purpose.
Yes, it's very important.
You've made a very right sense. See, as a matter of fact, there's a boiling thing that I know few persons clamored. Federal government made a move sometimes back towards this direction I'm about to talk about. They said they wanted to ban Momo. Yeah, in as much as...
Well, not tell us to be protein now. So
we know, but then
as a food person that you are,
yeah,
they may have their good reasons.
yeah, sure.
Me, I'm seeing it from two aspects. We dey chop our money, things that should give us money. It is a good business. And health-wise, I've read and they say the process of burning those
with the tire, yes,
understand?
yes.
So what do you think?
So regarding
Because
Momo,
now common man.
now hot cake, even me,
No
I
be
like,
common man. Me,
you
I
know
like
because
Momo.
how much you pomo now?
I say I like Momo that.
So this is what our advice. So you know that pomo is obviously cow skin, and it's available fresh. But yes, I know that the fresh can be expensive than the roasted or the fire, whatever one. I would advise the fresh one. And as much as I also use the other one that people talk about, I would say that it is not supposed to be consumed in large quantity. Or it doesn't have protein. The micronutrient is that it has collagen that helps with skin elasticity or firmness. But pomo is not the only thing that gives that. But it is good. We like pomo alata. But our
especially when you are drinking.
But my advice is that you go with the fresh one. There's a fresh pomo. There is fresh cow skin that you will see at a. If you ask all those people that sells meat,
Don't they be like Bokoto now?
but na still pomo. It is sweet.
You know if it be
It's
Momo.
sweet.
If it's not Momo.
Now
but also that dirty with the day inside. I don't know that dirty have been a part of the skin. You go see most people, they always use knife, scrape that
am.
part. But some people, once they don't wash them with salt, they
You don't be that one passed me. So for the dirt that is inside, this is how I do mine. So when I get home, I say that, oh, this skin, blah blah blah, I soak in salt.
Okay.
I scrub that back very well. Sometimes I even use my iron sponge if I feel like the knife is not doing justice. So I use iron sponge. I make sure that I scrape that back very, because there are some pomon that you buy that they're actually burnt. So I scrape so much with my salt and water, and then I boil. So boiling separately, sometimes I don't use water. So I discard the water and then use to now cook my meal.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's what I do. I buy the ones that we see in the market, the regular ones. But I still advise that if you feel like this is not good enough for you, just buy the fresh one and prepare. And if you're still buying that one, just go through this process. But make sure, please, help us scrape. Because sometimes when I buy that one too, outside, I used to see the inside. So people just wash and they go. So that's why you see that you're biting pomon, you're biting sand. So yeah, that's it.
I'm a wala dear. Serious wala. But another wala will disturb me with food. Now our own food. Fufu. You cannot take fufu from an African man. But we don't use our own hands. They poison that fufu. Because explain to me why person they use bleach for fufu. First of all, they go use and wash the cassava. I heard it and I read it online. Wash the cassava. Then even when they make the fufu so that it looks whitish, they will put bleach inside. Now the problem be say, it's possible you don't even know how to identify which fufu they safe.
Sure.
And which one? Which one they bleach? Because you get some fufu where they white, even white for shower clothes. He gets some where the color they like milk,
like actual white.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this that you just said now is a discovery. I mean, I didn't know about.
No, I've heard it.
I didn't know about bleaching fufu with, but there was a time that I also talked about using maybe chemicals to wash your food, and I said the only thing that I trust that is not an actual chemical that is not edible is the vinegar. So if you feel like, oh, your food is so dirty, you are irritated, you just need something beyond salt, okay, use baking soda or use vinegar. So in this case of using bleach, it's actually a chemical contaminant. It's not supposed, like, we're not supposed to be seeing bleach and food. It does not make, we are not cleaning floor. It does not make any sense. So anybody that is doing that, it is either they are trying to kill us or they are trying to cut short our life. And one thing that I always say is that, you see, this long life and prosperity is by our hand like this that we use and do ourselves.
Look at the things we eat.
Yes. And that's why most of the time I always say that if you don't trust a food source, then don't buy it. There is no point. Don't go. That's why I don't blame people that says, oh, I don't eat out. It's not because they are trying to be proud.
Yeah.
They are just trying to watch their
They don't
health.
trust the process of the foods.
They only trust their food. And that's fine. I will not blame them. Some of the people that, okay, there was a time I was having a conversation with a fufu person.
Yeah.
My friend does not buy fufu outside though. She will make it because she loves it so much. So this is what she does. She will grate the cassava, allow it to ferment, because of course it has to go through that fermenting process. So allow it to ferment and then she will store it. So every time she wants to eat fufu, she will just come, scoop it out, and then make it. But you see, this process of hypo and cassava, mommy, I don't know.
And that one is even better. Making the fufu out.
No, but don't be everybody get that luxury. Now, that's the problem.
And the funny thing is that if you think that it does not do anything, maybe you will not really, because a lot of people say that when you cook the whole food, all the bacteria goes. It not be all bacterial. There are some toxins that even cooking, it will not kill. So if you either leave it for a period of time, maybe you say, oh, let me allow it cool down. The things are already coming up fast. They don't care about you. They just want to grow. So I just advise that if you want to eat the fufu, ensure that it is very hot, piping hot, and you don't eat it cold. Because as soon as that food is cold, you are already sure
bacteria
that
become active.
Yes. So that's
what
it.
if you buy fufu outside? If you buy fufu outside, do you reheat it at home?
Yes, you can reheat it.
Like go through that process.
You can reheat it though. It's to be very sure that
we don't chop cold.
That's why I said that you might not that's why I said that it is on you. Oh.
Sorry.
It is on you, because guess what? If you say that these things it does not really do anything. I've been eating it for a very long period of time. If it's just once.
Then you change his story.
Yeah, so that's like it.
This I wanted to ask a question earlier when we were talking about things, but let me sum it up right now. Let me wrap it together.
Okay.
We've seen the process of cooking beans. Some people put potash.
Yeah.
They put it to make it
Done
Get
faster.
soft on time. Yeah.
Then I have seen cases whereby blended beans for moi moi, they put charcoal
Okay.
on it.
Mm.
So they said
It does not get
it
sour.
doesn't get sour. Now, you that has this PTSD about seeing two charcoal
In my food, though.
in picture it
Wait,
now.
now inside the
Yes,
In the
Wow.
blended beans.
in the blended beans.
So they just put it on top of. I see it.
it can stay for hours. I mean,
Yeah,
my
they say it
God.
will not go sour.
so you with this PTSD experience, if you saw something like that, what will you do? Then do you think it's cool?
Okay, so
Because this is long age
it's
practice.
been happening for a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. So the first one what you mentioned was what before the charcoal.
Yeah, potash.
Okay, so the potash in beans. We use potash to also cook ewedu.
yeah.
But then I just feel like too much of everything is bad.
Okay.
We can actually cook our food naturally. Let them have all the natural process. Some people will say, oh, if you can, some people will even say put spoon inside. I don't know about that one.
Yes, I even do it. Well, no,
You want cook food?
I don't know. I just heard it that if you put you cut onions into the beans and you put spoon.
Just put the
I've been doing
onions
it.
and let it cook. So you see this spoon thing from the food safety aspect. I'm also thinking, okay, the chemical content, the metallic, this thing and that.
You've been eating chemical.
Trust me, I'm also thinking in that direction. But I just feel like the simplest way is just cook your beans, add your onions, and let it just cook.
Gas is 1.3.
Let it cook. If you don't want to eat beans, don't eat the beans. But if you're eating the beans, just cook it right.
Okay.
And then regarding the charcoal on
Moi moi.
Blended beans.
so this is what I do. If I want to prepare moi moi, for example, maybe I've blended it and I'm not ready to use it, why not put salt on it? Because of course you are still using salt to prepare it, but salt also preserves meal.
Okay.
So you can use salt to preserve it, or you just put it in the refrigerator.
Do you think? Wait, now, in a case whereby the quantity is very much, because I've seen it basically in parties and all of that, for parties, and whereby you don't even have access to refrigerator. Do you consider that?
I consider the salt.
The salt also. Do you think it will have the same effect the charcoal will have?
I don't know what the charcoal does to them because I don't use it.
Right.
You've never.
No. Even though I know that it's been practiced in a while, like it's been a long time coming with the charcoal thing, and I've asked before and they'll be like, oh, it makes it this, that. It does not go sour. But I've not practiced on my own end to be sure. I don't want that residue. I don't want to see it in my food.
You know, you've been
So-
mentioning electricity, abi refrigerator. Like say they live for country where
No
light
vex.
day 24/7.
You can't bang
Or you even get the money for units
I
to
don't
dey
get
pay for
though.
this light.
Oh yeah, no vex.
No, I go vex so because you tell me say if I cook food finish 2 hours later, make I refrigerate the food. But I can't live for area where I dey see light 4 days after. so
Now
tell
you
me,
want the line
you
now
was
you
kind of
want.
like. So tell me, as person wey dey Naija where my lights no dey stable, which alternative I fit go through? Because obviously, refrigerator is out of question.
Okay. So the alternative I would advise is cook what you can eat at a go. Yes. Because let me explain. I can explain.
Okay.
If you say that, okay, you are done cooking this meal, you don't have a refrigerator to put it, and then do you want to keep warming the food for 4 days? You safe.
But if not soup, yes.
For 4 days.
Yeah, no. Are they warm soup?
No, they do like this.
Are they warm? Now you're doing
I don't like
Now you're
wetin-
doing Are they warm soup 3 days? What's happening? Now what did I chop, bro? I don't know.
That's a lot. No. Okay,
Yes.
let's actually be sincere.
I am sincere.
Wait first. We
I
calm
don't
it
follow for
down.
that one, Sha, for
3
this.
days, 3 days now.
Oh yeah, wait. So you leave the food, the soup, for example,
Now soup no be food.
the soup inside pots.
Yes, ma'am.
When you're not ready again, you now rewarm.
Yes.
You leave it for how many hours
Hours.
again? You now rewarm it. You now till you say think am.
A vegetable.
The taste go dey drop.
Do you understand?
I
Yeah.
won't drop my mind.
Number one, the taste will depreciate. Number two, the bacteria will grow. So you are saying that the bacteria will grow. You warm it to kill it again. You leave it again. It's no nah.
Those bacteria, what do they do to the body?
Okay, you want to know?
Yes.
So the first thing is that apart from causing food poisoning, food contamination, that's like the mild one. The acute, the acute food poisoning, they can actually lead into cancer, messing with your kidney because it
Okay.
is intestines.
Because I want to be very sure
Yeah.
about this thing. Because food poisoning, the funny thing is, the first time I had that thing, I think food poisoning. I just say
They don't purpose on it. No, I think most people believe that was
Yes,
the case.
yes.
So,
we keep talking about this food poisoning and bacteria thing. People don't know the end point of why they should avoid the bacteria.
all those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with these days, with cancer and kidney issues on the rise.
Yeah.
Because people just focus on that guy doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. I have an artist who died in this Nigeria, and he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, that I know very well. And people were like, and he had kidney issue. We were like, waiting kill him, because people believe it's only people who
Drink and
smoke.
yeah.
Of which something like this now, bacteria now. But way back, I will go back to way back.
It was not like that.
We grew.
Even myself, I grew for village small now.
Eh?
Wetin can happen? But it doesn't mean that we should keep that line. So many people die that you will not really know the cause of their death.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And another thing about food poisoning is it ranges from mild to like acute. You would not know the particular bacteria that caused the food. There are different kinds of bacteria.
Those bacteria, they be
So,
like,
there are different kinds of bacteria. There are the ones that, of course, they are heat resistant. There are the ones that nothing we won't do. They will form toxins even after cooking, and that's why I used to say that if you know that you are not going to eat the food after a long period of time, just refrigerate or just cook what you can finish
What
because
about
there are
meat?
toxins.
What about meat? If you boil meat, when we dey boil meat that time, we will come put salt small. You come put am on top zinc, make some dry am. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the preservative method,
Yes.
but it also has the food safety. Back up.
So that's what I want to ask, because some people wait, not be everybody get a refrigerator.
Of course,
like me,
I
get
know.
fridge.
Ah,
So for people who doesn't have, and they don't have this time to cook now, cook later, especially for meat. Somebody can boil meat, can decide to say, I want to buy meat that can last me for a week or 2 weeks. They will now boil it, sun dry it, because it is part of the preservative method.
Measures, yeah.
Naturally,
Yeah.
it is cool. But you're talking about the food
safety part now.
because of flies.
Flies,
perching on it.
sun, dust,
Lizard. I don't see lizard on top of my
Waka.
meat before.
in the stitch up.
I don't know. Put that inside hot water. Wash up. Now I think we chop, bro.
Oh yeah,
my God. My God.
Lizard
Okay.
dey on top zinc. No, you no get how you go put something on top zinc. Except you live for like Ajebo, but me.
Even if you live anywhere, lizard there for you.
Yes, they're
And you get-
everywhere.
So there's no how you sun dry something. Say you want sun dry something, come cover am.
Okay. So in the case, if I talk about this and you say it's not every time that there is light, but when there is light,
Band A. This band A.
so I would not advise that you do this every time. Because yes, there is an aspect of food that is food preservative measures. If you ask me to talk about preserving your food now, I'll give you that idea and say, okay, how about sun drying or this and that. But in the food safety aspect, we also need to consider that apart from the dust or the flies that are perching on it, that they will perch on this. So the same fly will go somewhere and go and perch on feces. Sorry for that. Or they will perch on anything. And that's why at the end of the day, you will see that people will say, I had typhoid. After eating this food, there's something we call salmonella typhi. It's also a bacteria.
That's salmonella. It don't come again.
It has different of its own. Do you understand? There's Salmonella typhi, there are other ones. So this Salmonella typhi causes typhoid. And it's been known that it is when you eat somebody's feces. So do you actually go to somebody's feces and eat it? No. So it is either from, and guess what?
Insects.
This food that people get it from, it was cooked. So how come the Salmonella typhi did not die when it passed through heat?
You know, this thing you're saying, in as much as this want to sound like a joke, I've been having typhoid for a while. Salmonella.
Typhi.
Go check out. Go check out.
So I would not advise that we make this a norm.
Yeah.
They are not norms. In as much as people say, oh, I don't have a refrigerator, the things that you would do is, if you know you don't have a refrigerator, cook what you can eat at a go. If you want to rewarm, it should not be more than once or twice. It should not be a consistent thing that we not have to do over and over and say, oh, it's because I don't have, so I will not cook a big pot of soup. I need it for 1 week. No, nah. Oh, wrong.
My people, safety first. So I understand
Very,
that we
very
might have
important.
excuses, but safety first. And speaking of safety, since we're addressing protein, I don't hear both from farmers, and I have seen videos online where they pump protein, chicken particularly. I don't know what they put inside the syringe, but once they pump am,
Single
it go swell. And you now with your big eye, you go supermarket on buy. Now the one way pump. Now you
That's my robot now.
Wait, you talk now. Few days ago, I saw something on X that a guy in Abuja sells vulture. You didn't see it?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Say the guy they sell vulture. Say people they think say na turkey, I mean na chicken.
Hey, wait,
Say but na vulture.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I saw it. I even thought that thing was maybe it's same thing like you're saying now.
Vulture.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, in your years of practice, can you have you bought something like that? And can you even determine, say, this one, no, nah, chicken from God. I swear, this other one, a man made.
So if you see that kind of, you will not know that is it the one that is already frozen. You cannot
Yes.
even, you will not be able to
Jesus
detect
Christ.
it. And this is why we, because I know I'm not the only one that talks about food safety. That's why we always say that make sure that you are cooking your food to the right temperature. And you don't have to taste your food while it is. Chicken, for example, meat or fish. Some of the people that I know, while boiling fish or while boiling chicken, you are saying, oh, let me taste seasoning. But it's still raw. Do you understand?
Wow.
So let your food cook to the right temperature. Let it cook. If you know that your chicken is supposed to boil for 30 minutes, for example, let it actually boil to that temperature. Let it boil well. If you want to fry it, let it fry. There was a time I bought a catfish. Trust me, I was enjoying this grilled catfish. It was really nice, peppery, blah, blah, blah. Until I dipped my fork inside the fish and I saw blood.
Yeah,
I had food poisoning after that.
Wow.
Yes, because me, I like fish. So I said, no want to cook. Oh, let me enjoy. So that's why I went to buy barbecue catfish. You would not know from the outside that it wasn't well done. And I had food poisoning. Oh, I purged though. It was not smelting until I took drugs. And so this is why I always say that make sure that your food is cooked well internally. It's not about a brown, crispy chicken, looking chicken. Same way some people eat steak. Maybe like it's not well done, all those kind of things. Let it actually cook. We don't need the blood.
No, but for
and all
even
of
steak,
that.
they say they prepare it that way. There are steaks that are supposed to be undone. Yeah.
That's good though. But me, I know they chop.
it's good for health, I mean.
No, it's not good for my health.
Okay, for their health.
I don't know. people. I'm a chef, right? I make steak.
Okay.
If you ask me, say medium rare, medium done.
Okay.
All of that different levels to it. Me, I want a well done steak.
Same here.
Let it be done. I don't want blood. So that's it.
That's cool. Going back to saying processing and preserving, and you cook. We've seen people talk about microwave.
Okay.
Is microwaving another way, probably after keeping your food? Is it cool in food safety department?
Okay.
Department.
Department for me. Yeah.
Food safety
Okay.
department.
Okay.
Do you
So
think it's a safe way to
okay.
eat our food?
It's a safe way if you do it rightly. So we have plastics, all these plastics that we use to refrigerate food and all of that. It is not advisable that we use that plastic to microwave our food. That's why we have ceramic. The What's the Yoruba? Isn't that wo? I've been waiting.
I know you.
Please don't do this. So they
Beg me. You came there without food. You are saying don't.
oh yeah, sorry, but it is not advisable that we use plastic to microwave our food, because the plastic can rot and it can leach into the food. That's another contaminant that is chemical, because we have different physical, bacteria, chemical, blah blah blah. So the plastic parts. Why are you looking at me like that? Like you don't start. So the plastic parts is chemical contaminant, and if it leaches into the food, that's another thing. And we are not supposed to consume chemical. That's what we're trying to do with our body. Do you get it? So microwaving itself is not a problem. It is the act of the microwave. What are you using to microwave? Some people will use nylon. You know that this nylon it melts.
Yeah.
And then we still use it to microwave the meal. That's not supposed to be. And another aspect of making your microwave is actually cleaning it when you're done, because I know that when we microwave, there's always maybe a spot of oil, one or the other everywhere. Just clean it up, use vinegar, clean it, and then microwave your food rightly. It's vinegar.
Makes sense. Sounds like vinegar, or what's the other one?
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
Yes.
Unfortunately, for this part of Lagos, the island, we don't have clean water. And that's why you could see some celebrities when they cook, or even some of you food handlers, we see you guys using the likes of Lahore bottled water
to cook,
or sachet water to cook, because you don't trust the water coming from the tap. But you know where it's worse? You find that there are certain people who do not even mind using that water. But even worse is they'll tell you, say, the same water where they run for bathroom, like the same water where they run for kitchen. So if kitchen water no they run as fast, if you just quickly go bathroom, fetch that water, cook. Logically, that might make sense.
Logically.
Yeah, because that might make sense to a common man, because I mean the source is from the same place. Do you get what I mean? But then to a food expert, you are thinking about the bacteria coming from feces, etc. Because the bathroom is a sensitive place. But for my fellow brothers, we don't mind. If you go bathroom, fresh water, cook soup. They say nothing go happen.
Nothing they solve.
So is that wrong? Is that because that was a practice in school?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's start from the water that is not clean.
Yeah.
So I strongly advise cooking with safe water. Make sure that the water is clean and is treated. If you are not sure of the water that comes from the source where you stay or where you are making the meal from, please just use sachet water then.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, there are always residues from water that is not clean. And like I said, it's not all bacteria that used to die. It's not all. We deserve, like, using potable water. I don't mean portable. Like, safe water. I mean safe water.
What do you mean by?
So I mean, oh God.
You don't mean portable.
So I don't mean unsafe water. So I meant using safe water to cook. And then regarding using bathroom water, and is the same source, we know. I always think about this thing. The same me that thinks about something that, okay, imagine me carrying boo and now go to that. Now, I don't like it. Yeah. Because guess what? You see that sink we are using to wash our hand after using the restroom.
Yeah.
Is every time that sink is always clean? Don't wash it every day. So even if you say, oh, I washed my hand when I was done using the restroom, you wash it inside that sink. So you now bring a bowl or a container or whatever from the kitchen. Use it to fetch water from that bowl. Then carry it back to the kitchen. You don't first carry bacteria. Because you see these things there, we don't see them with our eyes, but they are real. And then when you continually do that, like it's not a big deal. If I boil the water, the thing will die. What about the bowl? You will now use the bowl again to do something else in the kitchen. So we are not, from my own end, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I would do it, because only something that I think, I'm such an overthinker, so I don't want to do that.
But you can't live for Lagos house where the studio apartments no get kitchen. So you can't create one part. You can't create one part as your kitchen. Now you're washing your utensils inside your bathroom. So it's simply, now because there is no sink, there was no kitchen provision in that room. So you created a space where you can cook for yourself, which would mean that the only place you can, how do you survive? You wash plates
if
again.
You finish washing that plate, you now go back to your kitchen. You now put hot water and soda or vinegar. Let me pour it on the plates to sterilize. Then
Okay.
you keep using.
I don't hear.
You are full of wisdom.
No,
See, I can clap for you.
You know.
But
Yeah.
there's one thing. When you were coming,
Yeah.
I already look. There's Lahore water,
Okay.
and there's this saying that practice what you preach. As a food vendor and as a food safety person,
Okay.
hunger has killed more people in the world than diseases.
Very true.
And coming here, you didn't think of coming with food
Good question.
that I have prepared.
Water.
Lahore
Lahore
water.
water. So how do I down this Lahore water on empty stomach? And I have a food safety person here. Is that fair? You answer that question.
Actually, yes.
It's fair.
Yeah.
How?
So they have hunger.
So you won't die of hunger because if you take this water, it will still sustain you.
Okay, well, Lahore
Yeah.
water can do wonders.
Yeah, it can
You
do
don't
that.
be fine excuse. You go shall make commitment to the camera. Say you dey bring wonders come back.
When you bring, do wonders. You can do wonders.
Okay.
God is in you.
Of course, I can do more, far more above what you can think.
Accidentally,
know the
Abundantly. Yeah, that's it.
So you can do it, Abby. Yeah, Vic, she's doing it.
Yeah,
If
I
she
can
don't do it,
it.
we'll just post that particular video.
Yes. I have one before I sign out.
Okay.
I don't know if Vic still want to talk to you. We've seen cases whereby people use oil to
Okay.
fry meat, fish, akara, and they still use that same oil. I'm not saying they use it to fry meat and fish. I'm just saying different.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they will reuse same oil to cook soup. Is it LD?
At another time again.
Yeah, at another time.
No, it's not
Like
healthy.
after it's dark, maybe the road don't.
Yeah, you don't change color.
You don't change color.
No, it's not. It's not healthy, dears. So this is what I advise because oil goes rancid, and it's not
What's
safe.
not rancid?
Rancidity is.
They talk with people go.
Oh yeah, sorry. Like it goes bad.
Yeah.
It goes from being clean, clear to that dark and not tasting nice or smelling nice. So that's like the rancidity. So
And that's what these, sorry to cut you, these
problem.
guys who sell potatoes.
Uh-huh.
That's the kind of oil. If you
Yes.
watch their oil,
Yeah.
these guys are
They
sell
use it to
fries.
fry
Yeah.
but it does not make it right.
So if they use them today like this now, you can't remain. They will I was even talking about using it to cook soup before. But now I like the direction you took
Yes.
it. Like they will use it.
They'll
for
use and
akara
fry
today.
hot dog, fry chicken, fry pork.
Then they'll have to reserve it till the next day and continue the food.
Then they'll
It is
they'll
not
add
right.
fresh one. If it's not
Now
Top
that
it
need to do
up.
something about all these things. Serious.
So it's not considered safe. Trust me.
Oh my God.
Me, I always advise that. Let's say, for example, you are frying chicken or you are frying turkey and you still want to cook, or let's say you are not even cook. Make sure that you are using all your oil, like it at once. I do that also. Let's say I want to cook stew now and I want to fry something, so I use that oil to fry my chicken and then continue it with cooking this, and that's fine now. Not like I use it to fry the I don't
Discard
discard
it.
it.
So what? do
I
you-
make sure that I use it for everything else. Not like I'm using it to fry akara now. Use it again. I'm using it to fry chicken, and I'm using that oil to cook my stew. That's
okay,
all.
that's not bad. Even
No.
if it goes dark,
No, now how
don't
many
go
dark
dark.
will leave?
maybe you use and fry.
That means you are not deep frying. That means you are shallow frying. You just
deep fry.
if you deep fry the meat or the chicken, it will even preserve the oil. So you will not see that the oil goes bad. Fast. Sorry, I don't mean go bad. Like go black
Okay.
or change color. Do you understand? And also, I just fry on low or medium heat. Safe
With,
now.
you know what they call ororo kuli, granite oil.
Yeah.
You know it. Is it good?
Yes, it's good.
I
Though.
like and you like and.
It's good.
But the same one, they only use vegetable oil. You see?
Groundnut oil is also fine. They have different kinds of nuts that has oil.
Yeah.
We have soya oil. We have coconut oil. They are not bad.
Okay.
But it's just that
We
everything has
focus
to
on
be in
vegetable.
minimal quantity.
Yeah.
Because that's what we can afford.
Coconut oil. People don't. Can we use it to cook?
Yes.
I didn't say I wanted to
if
rub
it's
body.
cold pressed. So if you're using it to cook, as you are treating the internal. If you're using it to rub, but you are treating the
external.
I'm serious.
outer. Yes,
I'm serious now. We can use coconut oil to
Yes.
Cook. Yes, you can.
cook food, Abby.
Yes,
That's
but
what
make
I'm
sure that
saying.
it is
Use
a
am to rub
trusted.
body.
You make sure that you actually it is cold pressed. if you don't trust the oil, no use them because it might have been mixed with something else.
So finally, suya. Because I
Suya
don't know
place,
why.
no go see a place.
No, now. I like suya, but they
Even
will tell
me.
you say suya is not healthy. I've heard it severally.
Yeah.
That suya, maybe one of the reasons will be how it's being prepared, how the meat is preserved, and what is used in the preparation. Do you get? But no matter waiting anybody, so even a proco doctor, you know, please stop anybody
From eating
eating
suya. Even me, I like suya.
Yeah. So not be everybody sabi. Now the advice
So
say
now
if
you
you would
guys-
rather eat suya, make it in your house. No be everybody sabi make suya for house. Shaba like this now, you know if you boil water, you say
Me?
make you make suya.
Yeah.
You
If
sabi-
no be situation, I'm supposed to sell suya for this.
Okay, so the suya case, I love suya. In fact, I love meat.
Yeah.
So, number one, like you said, most reasons why people say, oh, don't eat suya outside is the prep, the meat itself, even the newspaper,
Yes.
because of all the chemicals that was used in printing so that it does not leach into your food. They are fine.
If you
If it does not make it does not mean that you eating the suya and nothing happening to you makes it right. Do you understand? Those things are just factors that might impose the risk of food poisoning. Take for example, somebody the meat that has been exposed to plenty fly even before passing through heat. The heat is fine, but the process of that heat, too much of it is bad.
Yeah.
Because trust me, too much of everything is bad. As much as we encourage grilling, not actually smoke. Smoke is different from grilling and barbecuing or all those things. If the inhaling of smoke is too much, of course, it imposes you to risk of cancer and all of those risk of I don't want to mention.
Yeah.
So I just feel like at the end of the day, we should not be doing too much of it. Too much of everything is bad. If you want to eat suya, eat small. You say make am small for your half. If you go chop boiled meat.
I get one friend because price suya 3,000 naira ABD. Now so we end up buying 11,000 naira suya.
Eating sweet
It's too
die.
sweet.
Two. Now 3,000 on one buy. We buy 11,000.
It's sweet now.
So with that kind of person now, how you think about that?
You go convince am.
Safety first. Bottom
Very
line.
important.
After all this everything now, nah, make we dey careful.
Yeah.
Now only water we dey drink now.
No, you can't go. It's not that bad.
Only water.
As-
So only Lahore water.
Yes, now no be waiting you say me we drink.
Yes, now
Even though no be you
water
provide them.
is
Now we provide
Now
our
we- so maybe we drink our water.
water is good.
all right now.
Yeah. But food is also fantastic.
Well, I forgive you rousing applause, but you know carry food come.
So what do you want to
Una carry back for me.
I'm not carry back for us. You
Okay,
wait. You get one proverb that talk say person where they go where no bring bread.
pay kule?
Yes.
You
You
know
know
suppose.
You're not supposed to carry.
Collect yam.
Normally.
Go back.
But we know bad like that.
You guys.
All of us from Lahore, we know they do as you do us. Do me, I do you. We know they do like that.
But you
Why?
should not make me look bad.
Wait. Before you under this thing, when you dey send that mountain gigantic semo with vegetable
Okay, you should not put me under pressure.
under pressure,
But don't
under
worry.
pressure. You know the under pressure.
So you want semo and what?
better vegetable. And what you?
Is it the Yoruba standard vegetable or the kaikon?
Dika icon, I want.
Now you want. Okay, I got you.
You know why? Don't say I don't feel afford the food. Don't say we don't feel buy.
Yeah, I got
She
you.
said, don't talk too much.
We won't check waiting.
We want check
We won't check the food. I got you. No problem. We'll work on it.
All right, now
Yeah.
they believe you because
Thank you.
now talk and do we the advocate for you know. Now I make on behalf of the executive producer of LahorTalk podcast and the entire team, we don't package Lahore items for you.
Oh, this is heavy. Oh.
That's what it's supposed to be.
You
That's why when you're
guys.
gonna bring you're all supposed to heavy.
You know, eh, thank you so much.
And if you bring our pleasant,
Pleasant bags.
talk that in the way they talk out.
Hey, please. Thank you much, LahorTalk. I really appreciate this.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate you for when I first received the message. I'm like, okay, it means these people saw my video. Where has this video gotten to? So I really want to appreciate this, and it means a lot to me and my pleasant pals, because of course I'll give a feedback.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. God bless you all.
You can share part of the things with your
My
Pleasant
pals,
pals.
I'll be here. It will go around. No
That's
problem.
so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate-
Damilola Afolabi, for
Thank
being
you
a part
too.
of today's edition.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much too
God
for
bless
making
you.
me come here to actually talk about food safety. It means a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Amen.
have
And
a
you too.
wonderful day.
And you too.
Don't forget the food.
She not gonna hear the
won't-
last of this
I won't
food until
forget,
she
don't
bring
worry.
up.
I won't forget. I won't forget.
Well, it's been an interesting episode on LahorTalk podcast today. We're talking about food poisoning and food safety. Like it or not, no matter the excuse we want to create for yourself, safety should be your priority.
Yeah.
That should be the number one goal. No matter how it take be, make sure say they prioritize your health. No go use your own hand, kill yourself. Make I talk am again. No use this hand, kill
By
yourself.
yourself.
I did tell
Very
you.
important.
By
No
yourself.
do am. So we don't finish now. From here now, like this now to go chop that food.
All right. As you dey go chop that food, follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, LahorTalk Podcast.
Yes.
On Instagram, LahorTalk Podcast. On TikTok, on Facebook, we
Twitter.
are all there. On Twitter. Please do well. Follow us, subscribe. For that YouTube, subscribe. Hit am,
Kids.
bing. Bing. God bless you.
May you not miss out on any of the episode. Sure you
Alright.
get. My name is Vic Riches.
And I remain Shaba Moses.
All right, I
Peace out.
beg go.
Bye.
Always open your mouth.
Let's
Talk.
go.